Good morning and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie. Today's video is a little bit of a niche, a different video, but I thought it might be something that some people might want to watch. It might be useful, it might not be useful, but I thought you might like to watch it. Today's video is how to plan a surprise birthday party, because I have just thrown a surprise party. It went really well and I thought some people might want to watch it. I also found barely anything on the internet about how to throw a surprise party, so I just had to throw loads of different ideas together and it worked really well. But I thought it might be really helpful for anyone that's wanting to throw a surprise party or a party in general, so I thought I would do it. So I'm in a bit of a different location. If you've watched a few videos of what uploaded, if you've watched the few videos I've uploaded so far, you will see that the videos are in my office, dining room area. My house isn't that big, but today, because it has been my birthday, it was my birthday the day before I filmed this video, so I've got some nice balloons. I was 25. Oh, I just pushed them. I was 25. So my boyfriend got me some balloons and he's hung some banners up. Nothing too special, but I thought it would be fitting for what I'm talking about in this video. If you are new to my channel, I'm hoping you are, because I would love some more subscribers. I do videos, well, I will be doing videos about parenting, lifestyle, hauls, and the occasional vlog. I do work full time, so I will only be uploading a video once a week on Tuesday. So without further ado, let's crack on. So I won't be talking too much about the party I threw. I've written a blog post about that, which will be going up the day after this, or no, it will already be up. So I won't be talking about too much about the party I threw. I threw a birthday party for my mother, who is 50, so happy birthday, Mum. And I threw her a surprise party because I knew she would never throw a party for herself. So many people wanted to come and show their love for my mum, and they did, so it was really nice, and I just thought it was nice to do. And so yeah, but you can read more about it on my blog post, which is up on my website, www.mummywho.com, same title as this channel, and you can read all my blog posts over in there. So go give that a read, and that's a little bit more detail about planning a party, and you can share that if you want. And it also has a bit more personal details as well that I did not want to share in this video. So let's get cracking. So my first tip would be to plan the party as far as in advance as much as possible. So if you can plan the party, so if you can plan the party, say about 12 to 9 months in advance, so this doesn't have to be the whole party, this doesn't have to be every single detail, but if you can start to know the date, what type of entertainment you want, how many people are going to be there, and kind of the theme of the party, because everything gets booked up really quickly, and it legitimately does take such a long time to plan a party. It does take this long to get to know the key players that need to be involved, to give them notification of dates, and if you want certain people to be there, it's so important to know if they're busy. If you can just start putting little details jotted down in a year in advance, or just little things like booking a venue, it's super important. They need dates a year in advance. Things get booked up for weddings and other parties, and you just be so, it's just mad how things get booked up so far in advance. So make sure that you just book everything in advance. Just start planning it. If you know someone's party is next year, I would now just start thinking about it, because it's just it's crazy. I think it's probably the most second stressful thing compared to a wedding. I'd never planned a wedding, but I just presume. Venues need to be booked, entertainment also needs advance notice, and they also need booking way in advance. So say we had a band to play at ours, so luckily they were free on the weekend that we wanted, but they were busy on the weekend either side, so it's really important that you just think about that type of thing. My second point would be to pick a date and make sure that the key attendee can attend, and also that she has something else on that day that she thinks he or she's going to attend. So that all sounds a bit confusing, but for example, say if you're going to be throwing a surprise party for someone else, make sure that person is available the day that you're planning it on, but also that they think they're going to something. So if you're having it all like glitzy and glamorous, make sure that they're going to somewhere where they have to dress glitzy and glamorous, because you don't want them showing up to their own party in jeans and a t-shirt, because that'll be embarrassing for them and they won't find thanking you for it if they're embarrassed. So just make sure that they think they're going to somewhere, and then it also takes the attention off of you if they want to like do something on the day and you're busy. So just make sure that they think they're busy as well on that day. Point number 3, save the date cards will be vital. So save the date cards are normally sent out for weddings, and that's why I found it's really hard to find them. But save the dates are super important to make sure that all your guests can attend on the day that you want, because people are rubbish. People are rubbish, I'm not gonna lie. Because it's so important, because it lets your guests know that there's going to be a party on, and also that to keep it a secret. So it's so good if you want to make sure that you're going to have a 4-point figure as well, to like let know people if you're going to have caterers, or if you're going to have a band, or if you're going to have for the venue to know, and also for you for like little things like decorations and catering and just a general gist of how many people are going to be there. So it's also good for a save date, and then they can put it in their calendars. I found it really difficult to get save date cards. I will, if you go to my blog post, I will leave the link of save date cards I use myself, but also Pinterest do some really good like make your own save date cards. I just didn't have time to do that because I was working, and I was also really heavily pregnant at the time, so I just didn't have time. If you're a bit more crafty than me, maybe you want to make your own save date cards. So I sent my save date cards out about 5 to 6 months before the date, and that might seem a bit like, oh my god, why would you send the cards out that soon in advance? But honestly, if you want people to attend, people get booked up quite quickly, like especially if they've got busy lives, if they've got kids, if they need to get babysitters. Number 4 is how to get the addresses and phone numbers to send those save the dates. So probably should have done this before. So you have to kind of be a bit sneaky when it comes to getting addresses. So if you don't know everyone's addresses and names that you want to invite, you're gonna have to come up with a bit of an alternative method to getting them. And also, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of deceit when it comes to a surprise party. So for me, I just borrowed my mum's address book. I had a look at my mum's phone when she wasn't looking. I screenshotted on my phone any names and numbers of anyone that she was being recently talking to, or anyone that I knew that she'd want to invite. And I also checked on her Facebook one day when she wasn't looking to see who she'd been recently talking to, and then I messaged them myself on Facebook. Oh, also, to make your life a little bit easier, here's a little tip. So find like one main person to help send out invites and stuff. So for me, I contacted a member of my mum's work, and I asked them to hand out invites to all of my mum's work colleagues. This brings me on to point number 5, which is invitations. So invitations I sent out about 3 months before I sent out invitations out about 3 months before the event, and I made them myself on Microsoft Word because they're a lot cheaper than getting someone to make them. And I think it did look professional, and I just included information about local hotels, what entertainment's going to be there, addresses, how to get to the venue, food, what else did I include on it, whether people should be present, and also how to respond if they were going to be attending. And I also, on the invite, I set a date of when people need to RSVP by. So I asked people to respond to me by text or email by, I think it was like May, a month before the party was. And I think just let people know. Some people did reply afterwards, but it was a really good time then, because then I could know how many people were going to be attending. So that was a really good cut-off point, and I think it really helped with the party planning process. That brings me on to point number 6, which is how to send out your invites. So I just said I sent them out by post. So I made a private Facebook event, so my mum couldn't see who was in this Facebook event. She couldn't see anything that we talked about on it, so that my mum would never know anything about it. And so some people I didn't send out invites to if they were on Facebook, and that made it easier as well, so they could just message me and say if they weren't coming or they were going to be attending. I also sent some people emails who I didn't have the addresses for, but I had the email addresses, and I also sent some people a text, so just remind them of the party. So that was a lot easier for some people than it was to send out an actual letter. And it also saves you money, so I think if you can do it that way you can, but I think sometimes the letter is a lot more personal and it just feels a little nicer because you don't get much post these days. That brings me on to point number 7. I used Amazon Prime to order most of my decorations because it came very quickly and it was a lot cheaper. I picked a colour scheme. I really recommend picking a colour scheme. It really helps like bring everything in together. So I picked gold, pink and white because the invite has like gold on it as well, and it's also like associated with being like 50, I think anyway. So it was just like nice theme to go around, and that really helped me like order decorations. So I ordered them off Amazon, and just think about like the size of the room, what you want it to look like. I got a lot of my ideas off Pinterest, but I will include more information about that over my blog if you want to go have a read of it. Personal touches. So I added lots of little extra personal touches, included my decorations and also around the room. I think it really helped like tie everything together. So for example, this would be, I got photos from my family's like photo albums and box. I also printed some off, more recent ones off. So then I hung them up around the room and fairy lights, and I also spread them out on the tables so that people could look at them, and I think that was like a nice like memento, and also let people talk to each other about the photos because everyone was in one photo or more, so that was quite nice. I also put like my mum's favourite sweet on the table, which were Percy Pig, and I think it's like really important if you're throwing a party just to add your few little things that make that person know that you've really put some effort and thought into the party. So Pinterest. So I would make a Pinterest board almost right at the start, at the beginning, because it'll come up with it will suggest loads of ideas for you, and they're really good, and you can just throw into your board, and then when you've got time to go back and have a look at them properly. And I really found it helpful thinking of decorations for cake, for invites, for entertainment. It was just really good, really helpful, and I really would recommend getting yourself a Pinterest account if you don't already have one. I will also leave a link to my Pinterest account if you want to follow me on there. If you want to follow me, I will follow. My little notebook with all my blogging notebook, with all my lists, so it's reminding me, I can't remember words out. I've got my little notebook with all my lists of what I need to keep telling you about. So if I keep referring to it, I'm really sorry. I can't remember what number we're on. Is to rope in anyone to help you with the decorations, for setting things up, to help you in general, because it's really helpful. So what I was saying was if you can rope anyone in, or if you get anyone to help you, it'll make the process a lot smoother, and you'll feel a lot less stressed, and it's just nice. Make the process a lot nicer. Which is food. I've lost the whole plot with the number system and I'm losing my voice. So food. So obviously people need to eat at parties, so make sure that you're serving them some food. So you can either go down the catering route, but if you're actually making your own, which does work out cheaper, but it's stressful. I'm gonna let you know it's stressful making your own food now. So pick a theme and stick to it. So like we had like my mum's favourite food, which is pizza, then we had like curry and rice. So obviously like we didn't really have a theme. So I'm talking out my bumhole when I say pick a theme. But we had like pizza and curries and sandwiches. Absolutely nothing there is a theme. So if you are going to be doing food, just make sure you have people to help you. Try and do as much as you can beforehand, like prepping food wise, and make sure you give yourself plenty of time to cook it, and make sure that it's just food that people can like grab and they don't have to spend too long sitting down, because people want to like mingle at parties. They don't want to be having like a 3-course meal. I mean, that's nice at like weddings, but they don't want to be spending too long sat down. They want to be having fun. And also make sure there's more food unless people don't want to be hungry. Make sure that there's plenty of food to go around. So Spotify playlist. I made my own Spotify playlist for the party to play in between the band. It was really good and really just like nice music. I got my inspiration from searching for wedding playlists, party playlists. I merged it all together. I made sure I included like generalised music that people like rather than my own taste. So make sure I included 80s music, because my mum really liked 80s music, and I got a lot of inspiration from my boyfriend, who is more into music than I am. But it's really good if you can get a Spotify premium account that doesn't play adverts, because that's what you want, not what you want. Spit your word out. And also download it so that you're not after relying on Wi-Fi, because that's the last thing you want. Is if there's no Wi-Fi at the venue or something happens, you don't want to be out of music. You don't want to hear yourself singing in panic. My next thing, it's really hard to describe. Make sure you have all the things that you never think you'll need with you. So like, that makes no sense, but make sure you have like blue tack, sellotape, pins, plasters, wipes, anything that you can think that you don't need. Make sure you need, because I can guarantee on the night, anything that will go wrong will go wrong. And my last tip would just be make sure you just have fun and enjoy the fact that you've managed to pull it all off, and it's a big surprise. So if you make sure you can keep it a secret, then you'll absolutely have way over time. Those are my top tips for throwing a surprise party. If you want to read more about it in detail, I've included links and everything in a lot more detail over on my blog, www.mummywho.com. You can go check it out. I've included a link down below. I've got lots of pictures from the surprise party I threw over on my Instagram, which is mummywho. So it's mummywho with an extra O in the end. Someone had taken mummywho Instagram account. Who would do that? Who would do that? Anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm really enjoying filming them. I hope you really like them. If you do, give it a good like. Just remember to subscribe. I would love some new subscribers, and also to leave some comments so just know what you like and if you enjoy my videos. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye. Bye.